couch and get your phone?
Yes,
Did I miss something?
well, the suitcase
I don't want my
had,
pocketbook to show.
for me moving it around
How you
had
doing, guys?
flopped,
How you doing?
was flopped over. So while it was like
flopped
that,
it over.
I thought at that point I had a moment to, I guess, take the time to talk to him while I
What an
guess he
excuse.
was
What an excuse.
not able to get out for a moment.
So you flipped it, you got it on the top,
She
right?
threw it down
It gets
the
in,
stairs.
but at some
That's
point
what
you
it sounds
flip it
like.
over, so the zipper is on the bottom.
Well, it was just kind of how I was moving it around, then it ended up kind of flopping, so,
But it was upside down.
yes.
So after you
Upside
did
down.
that,
Can you imagine?
That's when I went over and decided to videotape to just
What?
see the, I guess, the gist in it for him to understand that right now I feel safe and right now I have the ability to actually speak to you
girl.
in a manner that normally I would not have the ability to.
Girl, stop
do.
bullshitting.
you were intoxicated.
Stop it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you
She hates when he
agreed
keeps bringing that
that
up.
you said some things you should not have.
Yes.
But you realized he could not get out and get at you.
Hi, I'm me,
Is that fair?
guys.
At that moment, yes.
So
Sometimes
it
you
goes
feel
on
like
for
a nut.
about 10 minutes.
That's the channel.
Did
Yes.
you heard it here today, did you not?
Yes.
You heard his voice as he was speaking from the suitcase.
Yes.
That was his voice on the video and audio.
Yes.
And you heard your voice on the video and audio.
Yes.
That was your voice.
Yes.
All those
It was.
things said by the man were
Look at
said
her
by
looking.
George
Look
in
at
that
her
2-minute
looking at the
video.
lawyer.
Correct.
All the words said by the female were said by you in that 2-minute video.
Correct.
Look at
Were
her
you intending
face.
on showing him the video the next day?
Yes.
She didn't even remember the
At the
video.
time or the next day, is it fair to say you don't even remember videotaping?
I do not.
She does
So,
not.
from what you can tell from watching it, did that refresh your memory about that event?
This is
Okay.
crazy. Girl, you could
Why
have
did you
left,
say
called
what?
911. Say, I'm scared. Can someone please come help? And they gave her a sweetheart deal. A sweetheart deal. Right now, they're up on the, forgot what it's called. But they're all talking. She's been in there, I think, about 5 years now. They gave her a sweetheart deal. And her being Sarah Boone's. No, she thinks she's going to get away with it. And I know there's been domestic violence between both. Yes, there has. But lady, oh my goodness. Do you guys see the interview? When the cops were showing her the video and the whole thing. I was the best thing and I was the best and I was the best. If it wasn't for me, come on, bro. Come on. Let's see if we can fast forward this a little bit. Just to get
Mr. Owens, you may proceed.
There we go. Come on.
All right, I'm
What you
talking
got?
about just the 2-minute video part that was recorded. Could you just tell the jury what you were feeling, what your feelings were at the time, and then
She can't even express it.
just explain that to the
No emotion. None.
You mentioned, you talked about it before. You said he
I
was in
don't-
that
you're
confined
leading.
space and it
You're
was my
leading.
chance, but do you want to elaborate on that, or?
Sure.
She had 5
I
years
want
to
you all
think
to know
about this.
that the majority of the time, am always afraid and always scared.
All
Always.
right, well, I understand that.
Look at her.
Okay, I understand that. But would it be fair to say that you had some anger at that point?
I did.
Would it be fair to say that you wanted to tell him off to some degree?
I just wanted, yes, for him to have a better understanding, which was the whole point of the videos and documentation prior.
You didn't even remember
And you could
it.
tell
What
that
are
he
you
was
talking
uncomfortable.
about?
I'm guessing.
And did you
Yeah.
want him to feel some uncomfort?
I did.
Okay. Now, at some point, you turned off the video.
Yes.
And went
then
upstairs
we
to bed.
saw a second video, which is approximately 11 minutes later. And you've seen that video that was played to the jury. It was 22 seconds long.
Yes.
22.
And I don't think you speak in that video. You hear George say Sarah one time.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yes.
So between the
Look at
2-minute
her
video and the 22-second video is an 11-minute
She
period.
keeps biting that
You can tell the
lip.
jury what happened.
Ooh, bite that lip, girl.
We continued to, I guess, speak to one another, and
Really?
his tone changed, and I
He can't breathe.
knew the tone, and
He's trying to get
we
out.
ended up, I guess, arguing back and forth with one another, and
Really?
it was the things that he was saying very much frightened me, and cursing at me and threatening me, and
Did he want you to let him out of the suitcase?
Yes.
I'm sure so.
Go ahead, tell the jury.
Come on.
And it just got.
That's all he
It got
was
very
saying.
heated very quickly, and he continued to push on the suitcase. And,
No way.
My fear was that he was going to break out of the suitcase, knowing that it was a broken suitcase.
So what'd you do?
And his hand started to come through. His hand started to come through this way. And so I shook the suitcase. I shook the suitcase, trying to get his hand to go back in, shaking it, and telling him that, please stop doing this. Please stop doing this to me. Please stop doing this to me.
So his hand actually
Girl,
got out
what
of the
is he
suitcase.
doing to you?
Yes.
And you
He's
went to
in
the suitcase
Yes.
and shook it.
Yes.
Did that force his hand to go back in?
No.
So you're shaking
Look
it.
at her.
Were you shaking it to try to get the suitcase, his hand back in?
Yes.
How long did you shake it?
I don't know.
But his hand was still out.
Yes.
Was he trying to get out?
Forcefully, yes.
Was he angry at you?
Duh.
Yes.
Why didn't you call 911?
Were you in fear?
Always.
Always. What'd you do about it?
If he would have gotten out of the suitcase,
What'd you do about it?
what would he have done to you?
Like he used to tell me, he probably would have made me unrecognizable, or I would have lost my life.
There's no emotion.
lose the grip on the
There's
suitcase?
nothing. There's nothing.
Yes.
And his family's probably there.
Where was the bat in
And
relation to
again,
the suitcase?
we know
It was leaning up against the dining room table, right there.
there's domestic violence between both. I know.
How far
I know.
was the bat from the suitcase?
3 feet, 2 feet.
Was his hand still out of the suitcase?
Yes.
And was he getting out of the suitcase?
He very much was trying, yes.
And so what did you do?
Should have
The
ran out.
split-second reaction that I had, I happened to see that, and I grabbed the baseball bat and was trying to poke his hand to go back in, to please don't break through, please. So I hit his hand.
Did you hit
Like
the
this.
outside part of his
Not like
hand?
this, right?
Yes.
Stop lying.
We've seen the
Stop lying.
photographs of his left hand. Did you cause the bruising there?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, you've
Of
seen the bat.
course.
It's a youth bat.
Yes, I bought it for my son.
She bought it? Or her ex-husband did?
Is this the bat you used?
Yes.
And you said you poked him with it?
Yes, I kind of pushed, like I held it with the skinny part here and then
So the grip here,
prodded at it, yes.
you grabbed it with both hands here,
Yes,
and then the barrel of the bat, the big part of the bat is here.
correct.
And you thrusted it into the different areas of the suitcase?
I started with his hand, and his hand, he was still trying to get out. He was still trying to do that. So I started to push on the suitcase around it, hoping to have his hand retract and go back inside.
Liar. You're bullshitting. She's bullshitting.
You made those injuries.
I did,
We've seen the photographs.
yes,
We see the bruising. Is that from that bat?
yes.
And that we
Eventually,
just found out now.
did his
During
hand
this
go back
case, like,
inside from
recently.
you doing?
Yes, finally, he had subsided and retracted his hand.
So in your mind, did you prevent him from attacking you?
Absolutely. Split-second decision.
Now, once he retracted his hand, do you remember zipping it up some, or what did you do in relation? Because he was upside
had
down,
to.
was he not? At
If
that
his
point.
hand was there.
Yes.
And now
At
his
some
hand
point,
wasn't
you
there.
flipped him back up.
I did.
Tell how that happened.
What?
He wasn't cursing, he wasn't threatening, his hand was inside foremost. There was no more of him trying to break through the suitcase.
Because you
So-
freaking hurt him.
I felt safe enough to turn it back over. It wasn't happening anymore.
This is nuts.
You went back to the video and the couch,
What do you guys think?
I did, yes,
and we saw the
I think
second
she's
video,
guilty.
yes,
the 22-second, and he's right side up again,
yes,
and you hear him say, "Sarah?"
yes.
So many times. So many times.
Had you left enough room for him to get out?
No, she zipped it
Zipper
back
to
up.
zipper.
Yes, that's how his hand was trying.
That
Come on.
suitcase has two zippers, doesn't it? And they meet at various places along the line?
Correct.
And she closed it.
How much room, when you flipped it over, how much room was between zipper to zipper?
I don't know specifically. I mean, it was enough to where his hand was coming out.
I thought it was just the pinky. Wasn't it
After
just
you
the
had hit him with the bat, was he not trying to get out anymore?
No,
pinky? Come on.
Did you believe
It
that
would've-
he could breathe in there?
yes,
He would have been more
Did
mad.
you ever
What are
believe he
talking
could
about?
die in there?
no, at
No.
all,
Were you trying to
She
kill him?
didn't.
never.
Did you want to kill him?
That one, I'm not sure.
I did not.
Did you
Rest
walk
in
upstairs?
peace, man.
I did, yes.
Why didn't you let him out before you walked upstairs? Were you afraid?
Terrified is more of the word.
As long as he was in the suitcase, he couldn't harm you.
Correct.
When he's... Did you want him to calm down?
Yes, I wanted him to stop being angry because I know what it is for him to be angry.
You went upstairs.
He's gonna calm him down.
Where were the dogs?
The dogs ran upstairs with me.
Excuse me.
And where did they go?
On the bed.
Did you have the phone with you?
Yes,
I know at some point you called your husband Brian, did you not?
I did.
He's an ex-husband.
Do you recall how long that conversation was?
Not very long.
Can you recall what was said?
I don't remember exactly. No, I don't.
She depends on Brian so much. Too much. To her ex-husband. Sheesh. You're not even doing your part. How dare you go like she. Thirsty. Let's fast forward a little bit.
Try his best that night to probably take my life.
But what, the threat you heard was
He's going to
Say the
Fucking
word.
and me.
Excuse me?
Fucking and me.
And you?
Yes.
We did not hear that. We did not hear that.
One more.
Yes, sir.
Look at her face. We did not hear that. And she didn't remember that. They're going back up.
Yourselves or anyone else about those things. We'll bring you back in as promptly as possible. Thank you.
All right, they're talking and talking. She is crazy. And I believe she's guilty. I do.